Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Horror Hive. I wanted to go ahead and give my early Scream 7 predictions, even though it hasn't officially been greenlit yet at the recording of this video. There are several fake sources going around saying it's been greenlit and that it's set in Christmas. That is not official news, anyone. So if anyone's falling for that or getting excited, hey, I'm not saying that it's not a possibility. I'm just saying that it hasn't been officially released for Scream 7 at the moment. But my prediction for Scream 7, it got to start and it's a very sensible prediction. Anybody in my channel know that I would love to see one of the old ghost faces return, or some. It'll just give some type of something to this franchise, because to me it's kind of bland with this stab content going around right now. But hey, that's just me. We're not going to beat the movie up right now. We're just going to talk about 7. So, but let's talk about Scream 5 first, because the Scream requel or the relaunch, however you want to do it, the way the franchise is going or has gone, we now are just like reenacting the original Scream trilogy. I mean, from the opening scene and Scream 5 being very similar to Casey Becker's scene, iconic scene, of course, in Scream 96, the original version. There were several references. You can easily point out the very final scene where they were breaking away with Gale in the original, going into the sky, you know, a little camera drift, and the same way ended with the black lady news reporter. She wasn't a main character or anything, but it was still very, very, very similar and resemblant to the original. But the black lady newscaster at the end got that same Gale zoom in and cut scene and faded into the Ghostface flash and the end credits. They even used Stu's house, and you know, even in the final act, in additionally, everything was just, it was kind of similar up until like the kills or whatnot, but everything was very similar. And then we can go ahead and fast forward right over to Scream 2. There's not really much to say about Scream 2022. Everybody knows pretty much how it was reenacted from the original Scream. It was kind of cool in Scream 5. Scream 6, it kind of like overdid it for me. But yeah, so Scream 6 sticking true to the original sequel, the opening scene being a date, which, you know, they sticking to the original trilogy. That's real cool. But they put, you know, of course, like a new school twist on it. I still think that the opening scene and Scream 2 was better, might be one of the best. But you know, they still did it. It got original. They upgraded or updated Scream 2's opening scene with the date or whatnot. So that, like, they're just sticking true to the franchise, following the sequels in order. You can go all the way up to Act 3 in Scream 6 with the reveal being a parent of the original Ghostface. So of course, Dan, Detective Bailey, being Richie's father, along with his brother Ethan, who was going under a false name, and his sister Quinn, who was able to pull off a fake death. A little more extreme than just Mickey alongside Mrs. Loomis and Scream 2, but you get the drift. The mastermind was the parent, revenge because you killed my son, blah blah blah. But that was, you know, Act 1 and Act 3 and Scream 6. Now we got to keep on traveling down this road, and this takes us right into my predictions of Scream 7. Scream 7, I think, is going to have an opening scene similar to Scream 3. Because they are truly following the original trilogy. They're just like reenacting the original trilogy and updating it. But Richie is the one that has the attention, and it's not Maureen. It's like everything's going to spiral down from Richie. So something like that. But a lot of us are complaining that there are so many survivors that made it out of Scream 6, and this may be a great reason going into Scream 7, because Scream 3's opening scene, of course, Cotton Weary died. a main character in the Scream franchise. He had a big role, well, a bigger role in Scream 2 than 1, but Cotton was a main character. He was a part of the main story. And of course, his girlfriend got slashed, and he tried to go to her rescue, speeding through traffic, getting a call from Ghostface, making it to the house, going in for the save, getting hit with the golf club, and getting his life ended on the ground right before the scene where it cut when he was getting stabbed in his face. So it's only fitting, if they're following the franchise, that Scream 3 has a main character death in the opening scene. Now, who would that death be? Since this is a prediction video, am going to carry out this prediction, and I'm going to say it's going to be Kirby. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just, like, if it was ever a connection between the Scream franchises, I would think that Kirby would be like Cotton's daughter, or like Cotton's niece, or something like that. It's just some type of relation. Just looking at their two characters, I just feel like they should have something intertwined. So for my prediction, I feel like the opening scene kill would be Kirby. Now, I don't know how true I want to stick to the original, because of course they have to be updating it. But, you know, Cotton got a phone call, and it was something about his girlfriend, him being in the house with his girlfriend. I'm watching her in the shower. Here, look, you can see, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to get her. You better tell me what Sydney is, or all this is over. So did, like, Sam and Tara, like, go off the grid, and the Ghostface that's going to call Kirby in the opening scene of Scream 7 is going to be like, you know, where's Sam? You better tell me. Or it's like no relation. Like, I don't know. They gave Cotton a girlfriend so they can give Kirby a boyfriend. You know, and you know, your boyfriend is home. You better tell me where Sam and Tara are now, or specifically Sam, or it's over. You know, it was an easy game, Kirby. Tell me where Sydney is. I'm sorry, let me retake that. It was an easy game, Kirby. Tell me where Sam is. And then, boom, that's how I feel like that's going to happen. Another thing that I think could happen is that either Chad or Mindy will have a opening scene death. And that's because these characters have some type of relation that we already know. So, you know, just like in Scream 5 with Officer Hicks and Wes, you know, Ghostface came for both of them. So sticking to like Scream 3's opening scene, like, you know, the rhythm that I'm trying to stick with, Chad somewhere at a party, you know, Chad and Tara just kissed. So, you know, in Scream 6, so they most likely in a relationship for Scream 7. So Ghostface hit Chad up like, yo, tell me where your girl at and her sister, or I'ma kill your sister. I'm in the house with her right now. You know, Mindy could be in the house with her chick or whatnot, and he can try to race there, and then they can get rid of them all just, you know, that fast. This the end of the trilogy, or it may be, if they sticking to, you know, the original trilogy, it may be the end of it. So they might be going out with a boom. We might get a lot more cast, a lot more star power for this film, for it to be deaths throughout the film. You feel me? But Act 2 would be like way too much to get into. So I'm just going to go straight forward what I think Act 3 going to be and who I think Ghostface going to be. So again, sticking true to the original trilogy, we all know that Roman, Sydney's half brother, come to find out that Maureen had a side baby, dumped the side baby off, and Roman come act like, mommy, look, I found you, it's all good, I just want to be a part of all this. And she like, yo, get on out of here, it's not happening. And then, you know, Roman told Billy about the relationship between his dad and Maureen, Sydney's mom. Billy went grab Stu, go crazy, turn into Ghostface, and we got Scream. That's how it all started. So I think it's all going to follow suit. But I think it's going to happen this way. I think Billy had another child. And one thing that I want to point out is when everybody, like, you know, if the mom, because I already know this is going to come up, but if the mom went to the same school as them, then somebody had to know that they was dating, and somebody had to know that they was the mom, and blah blah blah. However, you gotta remember, in Scream 4, Officer Hicks looked Sidney right in the eye, all creepy from across the room, and was like, "Yo, you don't remember me? We was in the same class or whatnot." And Sidney was like, "Yo, I don't remember you," and she was like, "Oh, it's all good or whatnot, but I was there." Like, they don't remember their classmates, it seemed like. So I just wanted to touch on that for that possibility for what I'm about to go into. But look, Billy had another child, but this child was a son. Something happened to the mom. Death, mental illness, abandonment. Something happened with the mom, and the son finds out that he has a half sister and Samantha. He shows up at Christina Carpenter's doorstep. Sam and Tara are not there. Maybe they're in school or something, and he's like, "Look, my mom's gone. I know who y'all are. Look, I just want to be a part of Sam's life, blah blah blah, like that's all I got." And then Christina Carpenter was like, "You know what, beat feet, yo, like get on out of here." And then Billy's illegitimate son somehow got tapped into the Reddit group that Amber and Richie were a part of. He is the one that put out the secret on Reddit about Sam being Billy's daughter. He's the one that put all of that on Reddit. He's the one that started it all. Somehow he got into conversations with Richie and Amber on like one by one, and they, like he kickstarted all of this. And then with all the technology in 2023 or 2024 or 2025, whenever this joint going release, if it gets greenlit, you gotta remember, like, Roman was ahead of his time in 2000 with the voice changer and everything, and all the AI and stuff we got going on right now. Scream 7 has a chance to get me back enjoying this franchise again, because if Roman and Scream 3 had the voice box with the new technology that we got today, what could Ghostface possibly be using to carry out these slashings and to record them, or to use AI to make it seem like somebody's in one place or another? Like, this can be pretty good. But another third act that I wanted to also talk about for my Scream 7 predictions was, we all got to remember, the original Scream 3 was supposed to be Stu as the leader of a cult of Ghostface followers, and he was supposed to be the mastermind behind everything. It was originally supposed to be one big circle right back to Stu being obsessed with the Ghostface that he was and surviving and blah blah blah. We all should know that by now. And this was halted because of the Columbine and whatnot. But this was all Kevin Williamson's thing. They say this was halted because of the Columbine, which makes sense. But I don't think Wes wanted that story. I think Wes wanted the story to stay true to Sidney, because my argument to everyone, and one of my shorts, I actually compared Sidney being missing in Scream 6 to Jason being missing and Michael Myers being missing in the prospective movies that they were missing in. And I was saying that because, look, at the end of the day, Friday the 13th, yeah, Mrs. Voorhees started it all, but Mrs. Voorhees is not the franchise. Jason is. Friday the 13th is Jason's story. Same thing with Halloween. Everybody was saying like, oh, you should have used Laurie Strode as a better example, but no, because Halloween is not Laurie Strode's story. Halloween is actually Michael Myers' story. You can do a Halloween with or without Laurie Strode, but it's just not the same without Michael Myers. You need Michael Myers. And I and some other fans feel the same about Scream. Like, Scream is not a story of Ghostface. Scream is a story of Sidney Prescott and Maureen Prescott, and I was referring to the box art. Like, Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3 didn't even feature Ghostface on the cover. Like, this is a story about Sidney Prescott. Like, Scream, hello Sidney. Like, what's your favorite scary movie? That's what Scream is, or what it used to be. And I just think that West wanted to stay true to that. And the Columbine and everything and the rethought, I think that they was fulfilling to go that direction. However, Kevin Williamson always wanted to go the direction of the obsessed stab fan. So this cult part could really actually come to life. No, I ain't trying to give everybody no hope like Stu is the actual leader of this cult or the leader of the Reddit group, which would be and referred to for Scream 7. That could be, that would create some juice for the franchise. It'll make so many people happy, and it'll still upset a lot. All of us are not going to be satisfied with everything, so we got to accept what we're going to accept and deal with what we're going to deal with. And if we want out, we just got to pull out. But that cult ending, what it was originally supposed to be, it seems like that's an easy direction for it to go now that Richie has kind of like, Richie's story has taken over the Scream franchise. And I don't even say Samantha's story, I say Richie's story, because this is all about Richie. Like Richie, Scream, revenge for Richie, Scream 2. Like, you know, Richie and Billy, they not like the same type of character. So this is just interesting, especially knowing that Kevin Williamson always wanted to go this direction. So you might have it, but the cult leader might also be someone else. Could stick to my high hopes and it be somebody like Charlie who didn't really die, or Jill who didn't really die. And that might be another reason why Kirby has to die in the opening scene of Scream 7, because you know, that main character death I was talking about, just like Cotton. But maybe that's why Kirby gotta die, because if somebody from Scream 4 is still alive, you know, we gotta get her out the way, like ASAP. Kirby I'm referring to. Or maybe it's just a whole new character. It's so far out. But that's the best I can do for y'all, yo. That's the best predictions I can give. That's the most realistic predictions I can give. I think I had enough fun bringing everybody back to life with Scream 6, but for Scream 7, it's just like Scream 5, I really didn't have an understanding of where the franchise was going. With Scream 6 is a better understanding of what the franchise is doing. Therefore, it's easier to come up with a more realistic prediction for Scream 7. You feel me? So that's what I got for y'all. Please like the video. Please comment and get involved down below. Please share the video so we can get everybody discussing, because like I said, it's not greenlit yet, and I think we all want to know when it's going to happen, what's going to happen, who's going to be casted. Is Neve Campbell coming back? I'm like, you know, I'm a big Neve. I really want her back, but the direction that they went, they don't need her back. It'll of course be a great bonus and a great way to finish it off, but they don't need her back. The direction that they ended up going, they don't even need Gail back. It's all just getting played out. Gail, to me, had the best scene in Scream 6. It was like, I don't know, it just felt like Scream. The rest of the movie really didn't feel like Scream, but Gail's presence just it made it feel like Scream. But maybe she won't even be in it, but you know, it's a long way to go. So yeah, until the next video, everybody be safe, and I'll holler at you.